Hello, this is Toby with Birdsong Studios. How are you guys doing today? If my energy feels a bit rushed, it is because I have been trying to get into this spot and film this video for you for over the last 24 hours. And it seems like there was always something that was coming up, so that was keeping me from being in this place and being able to speak to you guys. And my neighbor just started trimming his yard. So, but you know what? We're going with it because this is going to be my last opportunity to sit in this seat until tomorrow. So today is the let's see if I can talk. Thank you. Mercury retrograde. Today is the Jupiter Uranus conjunction in Taurus. So Jupiter, the planet of expansion and bigness. There's more to it than that, but it just feels so expansive to me. Growth, amplification, and can certainly be about organizations and government and that type of thing as well. But I'm just feeling it from this place of expansion. And now we have it conjunct Uranus, the planet of the unexpected, the quick revelations. There was a word I had in my notes, the otherworldliness, that's it. That is associated with Uranus. And Uranus, of course, is one of the ruling planets of Aquarius. So, and we have Pluto in Aquarius. Lots of Aquarian energy going on in this mix right now. So with this Jupiter and Uranus conjunction, it is in the sign of Taurus, which is very grounded. Of course, it's an earth sign. It is also very feely, very sensual, very associated to your physical experience of the world, of life, of everything around you and within you, right? It's very sensory motivated, I will say. How does it feel? How does it feel? Tactily, that's not a word. But from the love it when I make up words. You guys love that? Probably not. But the sense of physical touch, the sense of taste, the sense of the air around you, temperature sensitivity, all of those things. Certainly it is associated with, it is also associated with the planet of Venus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So again, there's that very lovey and yet grounded and sensual nature to Taurus, right? So, what I've been feeling, and there's a lot of talk about this conjunction, as there should be, because it's a huge event. Let's see, I think I heard that it only happens every 14 years. However, the last time that Jupiter and Uranus were conjunct in Taurus was in 1941. So it is, for most people, like a once in a lifetime type aspect, right? So what has been really interesting for me is that through a process that I will describe here in a minute, I am feeling that this conjunction, especially now, they're going to be, I feel like part of you are going to, and I'm sorry, my stomach is growling. I have not eaten much because I'm trying to get on here to give this to you guys. So there are going to be some of you who are watching who might be in the early stages, like, of your awakening, or you're just curious, or you might find that you're drawn to this video and then your awakening not happens because of this video, but that it occurs in the near future. And so there may be some information in this that helps you in this process. There are going to be some of you, like the other half, maybe more than half, that are well into the your ascension process and are well versed in what I'm about to talk about. I'm sorry about my stomach. It's hungry now, of course. This also happens when I begin to channel. So, I'm sorry I'm talking fast, but again, there's a lot of information in here and I want to get it to you. So, for those of us who, for both camps, both groups, right? The same the same relationship and information applies, but I feel like you're going to take it in different ways, or you're going to be able to utilize it in different ways, I should say. So with this conjunction, this feels very much like we've talked about bringing multidimensionality into the physical body, but this takes it to a whole new level. It is, how do I put this? Yeah, I'm looking at my notes, but because I'm losing my words, I don't feel like this was part of what I wrote, is that human words can't really describe this very well, at least for me. I don't have the capacity, it seems, at this point, to give words to this experience that describes it to its fullest extent. And that's part of this conjunction, right? Is that we're bringing these multi-dimensional experiences and gifts and abilities and experiences down into the physical body. But when I say we do this to a new level, it's not just that we're bringing it down into our heart center. We're bringing this down into the root chakra. We're bringing this down into our foundation so that it becomes and beyond that, it feels like and here's the other part. Today is Earth Day in the United States, at least. I'm not sure if it's celebrated worldwide today, but I should have checked that. Anyway, not only to your root chakra, but also the Earth Star chakra, right? Where you're grounded into Mother Earth and you're really feeling that connection to nature, to the elemental foundations of all of us, right? To the bits of matter that make up all of us. So let's say that again, bringing the multidimensionality. And I reach up here because multidimensionality resides most of the time up until this point. Now there are some of us and many I'm hearing from friends and acquaintances where they are experiencing, and certainly there are lots of people who are talking about this, experiencing multidimensionality like the other higher dimensions in their daily life, maybe getting snippets of it, maybe they're in it fully. But it's bringing it down from the ethers, right? And here's where I speak to the light workers and the star seeds. And those of you who don't resonate with that label, please stay with me and be open to hearing this, because this is going to apply for all of us who are taking this journey, and not just those who are on this mission of, or have been given or signed up for this mission of being a light worker or a shadow worker or a star seed, way shower, earth keeper, all of the helpers and the way showers and the healers right now. Okay. So for that group, those of us, my hair's driving me nuts. Oh my gosh, you guys. For that, talk about the physical, right? For that group of us, it is super fun to play in the ethers, right? Are you guys with me on this? I know for me it is. I love it. I love all the upper chakra work, like connecting to galactics, connecting to our higher self, playing in the ethers and the multidimensionality. It feels like home, right? Man, I'm so comfortable there. But that's not why we're here on Earth. We are here as humans to have a physical experience. And it's been highlighted to me through several different people in my life recently that this is a huge, if not the most, the fundamental part of my mission here is to, wow, I can feel it in my heart. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys can feel that energy. Wow. is to bring that multidimensionality down into my physical body and be able to hold that feeling of what I feel up in the ethers, up in the higher dimensions in my physical body, and while I am operating here in my humanness and not just in my energetic body, to feel it in my physical body and be able to experience those things at the same time. And so that's what this Jupiter and Uranus, from what I'm getting and what I'm experiencing, that's what this is about. This is an opening for us. This is like, I feel like with Uranus, of course, it's quick, it's unexpected. Again, it's otherworldly. It's like shooting us into this opening of recognizing when we're doing it already, and so becoming more intentional with it. And when we feel that separation of the multidimensional from the physical, bringing our energies together and making that part of our work, right? Because this is New Earth. New Earth doesn't happen somewhere else. New Earth doesn't happen in the ethers. New Earth doesn't happen in, in off planet or on another planet. It happens here. It happens in this physical body. It happens in your physical body. It happens in our cells. And so we have to be able to hold those higher dimensional frequencies and experience them, not just to hold the vibration, but then what is the experience of that, right? Because again, we get back to the Taurian energy of the physical and the sensuality and feeling into it. So here's, let's see if that's all. So I'm also going to, before I tell you how this came about for me, and I'm going to share this because I feel it's important as an example for you guys. Now, your experience with this is certainly probably not going to be the same, but as how it comes through in your daily life, but if I give you the example of how I've experienced it recently, I feel like it might open your awareness so that you're able to recognize it when you are experiencing it in your life. So, because if you're watching, you're already experiencing it. I'm certain of that. And that's why I'm here to share this with you, so that you can begin to recognize it and we can begin to consciously, intentionally, mindfully hold the multidimensional in our physical bodies and merge it together with our physical body so that we are able to, this is New Earth. This is New Earth, right? The merging of the multidimensional with the physical body. So, the other thing I was going to say, we have is it a full moon? A full moon in Scorpio on the 23rd. Okay, Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. We know we have Pluto in Aquarius, so we have a highlighting of death and rebirth, of this transformation, the ability to alchemically rise. What I would say is to be very aware of, and you probably have been feeling parts of your shadow that are coming through for you to be able to recognize and find love for and find acceptance for. That's going to be amplified. That might become a little bit more intense around this full moon. If you've already been working on it, I think that you're going to find some, I wouldn't say resolution, but that point of integration, of catching, that's interesting. I never use that term, but they're saying catching that, these last pieces of the puzzle for you, to recognizing the places within your shadow that need integrating, because it's from this integrated space that then we can hold these frequencies. Because if we're sequestering is a word they're saying, sequestering part of our shadow, then we're not going to be able to hold the multi-dimensional frequencies because our energy is split internally, if that makes sense. Then, and I'll talk about this again later, but in another video, but then we have Mars and Neptune on the 28th in conjunction. Now, I have Mars and Neptune conjunct in my chart, and I can tell you that I feel that this is another part of this. It's Mars action. Neptune can be illusion and fantasy, but it's also the psychic, right? This is the multidimensional. So it's taking the action of Mars and conjuncting it, integrating it, merging it with the multidimensional, with the psychic, with the otherworldly. So the subconscious even, right? So we have a lot coming up this week. But okay, so back to Jupiter and Uranus. So the experience that I've had, again, just as a reminder, it's bringing the multidimensionality into our physical experiences, right? So most of you don't know this because I don't share a lot of stuff about my personal life on here. I'm a very private person, so it's a little weird talking about this, but we're doing it anyway. I am home shopping. My son and I need another place. So out of choice, love this home and have so much gratitude for her and how she's cared for us. But it is time for us to move to a different space with a little bit more space. So in the process of home buying and shopping though, right, there is not much that is more 3D. It's very much, traditionally speaking, now this is the key part, traditionally speaking, it's very three-dimensional, right? It's doing the paperwork, it's dealing with the finances, it's doing coming up with a checklist of attributes, physical attributes of the and the space that you want, right? When you're shopping for a new home. So I had an idea, and my poor realtor, and I'm gonna give him a shout out, Josh Stevenson. If you're in the Columbia area, he is phenomenal, and I can attest to how patient this man is. So patient and so understanding and so willing to ask the right questions, because it was part of my conversation with him recently that really flipped the switch for me in understanding this. So I had a list of characteristics, attributes, a place, right, an area that I was most interested in. And yet I also did mention to Josh right from the get-go that I work on feel. And so I will know when it's the right place because I'll have the feeling, right? So, but that also happens as I'm skimming through Zillow. There are places that catch my eye, and it might not fit that list of characteristics that I shared with him, but there's something about the feel of it. So I was, from his perspective and from a 3D perspective, I was all over the place, literally and figuratively, in looking at places that were in different areas. They were different ages, they were different styles, they were different floor plans, the whole 9 yards, right? So it wasn't, I very much tried to go with the flow too and follow the guidance that I'm given. So I didn't realize how all over the place it was, first of all, because I was going on my feel. So, but not consciously recognizing how that seemed from a 3D perspective. So we can say that I was very much in that multidimensionality, right? Up in the upper chakras, or way out here, even in the much higher chakras. So it was very interesting, and most recently, that there was a house that checked every box, right? On paper, checked every box. Walked into the house, and I didn't get the feeling. Was totally expecting to. A realtor could tell, he could tell, I didn't have the feeling. And then we started talking about, why is that? And so I was thinking about it later on after I was home, and I realized that I was, because I was operating from that place of being guided, right? I was also feeling into other layers of energy about each house. So, and how this may apply for you guys is to be aware of when you're in different environments and you're making decisions now, because many of us are in a stage of flux and change and transition. And so as you're doing that, being aware, because many of you already follow your intuition. You already follow your guidance. You already listen to your guides, and you're very well aware of that. The invitation here and the slight difference, I think, for me was the being able to have a full awareness of the energies I was feeling. So, and to me, that brings it down into my physical body. Now, it might be different for you guys, but certainly there must be some of you that are experiencing this, or otherwise I wouldn't be sharing this with you. My guys wouldn't be like, you need to tell this story. So I was feeling into, of course, the energy of the house, right? We would expect that. Probably the energy of the current owners and maybe the past owners, and also the energy of events, things that happen there. So we're not too, that's not too surprising. So we've got a past aspect. And then certainly I was probably feeling into, not probably, but I was feeling into, on my nose itches, the future of the house, right? And so if that disconnect was there and I was not feeling like this is the one, or even connected to the house itself, well, then there's my, it's because my future's not there, right? I'm not feeling into that part of the energy. And this is where I think part of this, remember how I said in the beginning, and I'm sorry to jump around, but I hope you're staying with me. Remember when I said in the beginning that this part of this will be for those of you who are beginning on your journey. This part, I think, could help you in understanding how you are guided by your feelings, and by those emotional hits, by your gut, by how your body feels when you're in different places, and just the overall sensations that you receive. So I was feeling into the future, and I was also feeling into the very subtle signs that my guides in the universe were giving me. When we walked into that house, you know, it's not unusual if you have a house with a foyer that the entry to the living room, might be a doorway or an opening, but it's kind of unusual to have a door there. When we walked in, the door was actually closed. And I thought, whoa, that didn't feel good. That's weird. It took me a minute, which now that I'm talking about it, it's like, duh, I didn't get that right from the beginning. But the door was closed because why? There was no future there, right? That's literally a closed door is a redirection. So, and I say this because I think a lot of times we don't fully embody the multidimensional tools and skills and abilities and utilize those in our everyday life. I mean, and where we're going is every minute of every day, every second of every day, every millisecond of every day. And so this is an opening for that, of really being able to bring all of those things into every physical experience. And even something as very 3D as buying a house, but recognizing that we are multidimensional beings. And so when we are in touch with that, and when we have integrated that into our physical, and oh my gosh, my nose itches again. When we have done that, then we're able to access all those parts of ourselves, right? And we're able to glean all this information that's available to us, not just through our physical senses, not just through the physical senses, but from the metaphysical senses and from the multidimensionality senses too. But we have to be able to bring those down into the physical in order to be able to actually utilize them to the fullest extent. So I hope that makes sense. I'd love to hear your experiences. If you're feeling into this at all, if you're having experiences like that where you're feeling these kind of unusual energies and things are feeling different than you may expect them, things, physical, okay, let me try this again. Situations, environments, experiences, even relationships, you're getting different sensations, and it's something that's unexpected, of course, Uranus. So be open to, or I'm not telling you how to be, there's an invitation for us to be open to bringing taking, okay, now I've lost my words, to allowing ourselves the time and the space to reflect upon what that actually means, and to really try to translate those feelings into human words, and into the human mental space, even into human understanding, bringing it down into our body and recognizing that we are multidimensional beings. And so New Earth is about operating from that place of multidimensionality in the body, through the physical senses, not just the energetic body. It's about doing it in this physical body. It's about seeing things through our physical eyes. It's about recognizing that we're already seeing things through our physical eyes that are multidimensional, right? And that's like the signs from the universe, the signs from your guides, the feelings that you're getting, but recognizing that and allowing that to help guide you in your everyday life. So I hope this helps. You guys let me know what you think. And I will be back hopefully very soon. We'll talk about Mars and Neptune, and then I should be doing a reading around that Scorpio full moon. If you guys have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out. I do readings. I use tarot and oracle readings, but most of the time it's an energy reading, and there's a lot of channeling, and we can go over anything that you need help with. So if you'd like to reach out to me, information is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and all my love to you guys. Talk to you soon.